GU Self-Storage, conveniently located near the Harmon McDonald's. We offer affordable rates, online payments, and auto bill pay for your convenience. Plus gate access daily from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Call us today at 648-7867 for more information.
Hey, what's up? Dave Delgado here for In the Zone. Mike Shinohara, member of Team Guam's wrestling squad, traveled to Kazakhstan to represent Guam at the World Wrestling Championships. First off, let's talk about how the competition went for you.
Unfortunately, I came up short. Lost my first match to an Olympian out of Colombia, and so it didn't work out as planned, but was a great experience.
Yeah, you said you YouTubed the wrong video of your opponent.
So, I mean, I must have pulled up all the ones he lost, and it didn't say anything about him being an Olympian until my buddy looked him up and he told me.
And what was that feeling like? Hey, man, I won against a former Olympian.
I didn't think too much into it. For me, it was a great experience, right? And then it just told me that, I'm on the same stage as him. I just have to improve my skills and get back to it.
Yeah, let's talk about preparations. What kind of training did you do right before competition?
So I was training pretty often, right? So I try to get in the gym and wrestle 5 times a week, and then sometimes Saturday I do weight training in the afternoons. So I try to do 3 days, whether it's cardio, weight training, wrestling every day. That's what I did. Unfortunately, coming like maybe a month out, I hurt my knee and then my ankle, so it was like just trying to recover at the same time as well.
And what was the weight cut like when you started camp? What was your weight, and then how did you target, okay, this is the division or the weight class I'm going to compete in?
So from Oceania, competing in Oceania, I normally compete at 86 kilograms, and so I felt comfortable. I didn't really have to cut weight because I was never over 86. So the weight cut wasn't bad, but when I got to the World Championships, I realized that I was not in the right weight class, and so now that's something that I'm working on.
Now let's talk about the facilities out there. We've seen the videos. Just to get into the gym itself, security was pretty top notch.
Yeah, so you had to have your credentials to get into the athlete section. I mean, they had the top people in wrestling around the world. I mean, famous people, people that I look up to, and then I got to actually see them. And so they don't just let anybody walk in there. So you have to be a competitor, have the right credentials, and they're pretty tight on security.
Yeah, what was the atmosphere like? I mean, you talk about the who's who of wrestling, Olympians, champions of college wrestling, you name it, they were there.
Yeah, so, I mean, when I say the top wrestlers in the world, they were there. So, we had like Jordan Burroughs. We were able to get a picture with him. It's kind of weird when you're a wrestler competing and you're like, hey, can I take a picture with you? I mean, that's just kind of shows the type of people that are there, world-renowned people. And so we had gold medal Olympians, world champions there. And so when you got there, you knew that you had to be at the top of your game. I mean, they were the best. You weren't going to accidentally win. So you had to come with your A game.
Talk about the athletes' village or where you stayed, and just what was the reception like from the community there welcoming you wrestlers?
So Kazakhstan's a quickly growing country, right? I don't know anything about it. Just when I got there, I was able to learn. But they had a facility just to train at. They had a facility for the competition. I mean, a huge stadium. I've never seen anything like that. We have nothing close to that here. They didn't put anyone in.
Yeah, turn it down.
I think to highlight the type of status this was when I landed, I had a chauffeur pick me up. I have a video of it because I was freaked out. Picked me up in a black, stretched out car.
Physicians, hot tub, cold tubs, just to try to recuperate your body for the next day competition.
Yeah, absolutely. So at the location, they had a sauna, they had a pool. There, if normally your team, your wherever country you're representing, has their own doctor, has their own physical therapist. Unfortunately, we don't have that here in Guam. But normally, every country brings their own. Like the USA team. I mean, I saw a few people ask them if they could, take a look. Their physical therapist take a look, but um, they didn't provide anything, but they did have medical professionals there in case you needed them.
And you also represented Guam in the Greco Roman side of the competition.
Yes, so I figured since I'm going there, I'm spending a lot of money to go there. If I qualified, I wanted to do it. So I don't train in Greco-Roman wrestling. I do a few things here and there, but I thought it'd be a great experience to see where I stood. Obviously, I learned that you can't come there with mediocre skill sets. So, that's something that I'm talking with my coaches, which style I should really focus on, whether it's Greco or freestyle.
And Team Guam consisted of Ethan Agagi, the Aquino sisters. What was that camaraderie like, putting in the work, training here on island, and then going out there representing, Guam and just the Guam Amateur Wrestling Federation and everything like that?
So, unfortunately, we have to be creative with the type of training we do because the Aquino sisters, they went to a Japan training camp. Ethan Agagi, he lives in Virginia, so he was training with Virginia Tech. And then myself here, just trying to find different partners to work with because I couldn't go to the training camp. So it's all about being resourceful with the type of training you got. With pretty much the whole team gone, and the people we normally train, it was a challenge, but we try to make it work. But I know for this tournament coming up, I have to change a lot of things, right? So a lot of the people that I were training with didn't really give me the type of experience I needed. Only because this is a different level. Like, I was calling my brother and asking him, "Hey, can we train?" And realized like, maybe he's not the best because he's not currently training and he's not competing. And so, if I want to compete at that level, I need to train with people that are competing at that level.
And looking to drop a weight class, nutrition is going to be a big factor in you making sure you make weight for the next competition. What other steps are you taking to make sure strength and conditioning is going to be on point for competition?
So I've been doing a lot of thinking about what I need to do to get to that next level. Nutrition is a big one, right? So normally a wrestler, if they got to cut weight, they do whatever they need to. I'm trying to make sure I do it right. So tracking my macros, making sure I'm on a set diet, making sure I watch everything I eat, even the littlest thing. I'm trying to drop 25 pounds and then still have energy to wrestle. And so it's all about making sure you have a plan, dieting right, and training right. And recovery is part of the biggest thing that I've implemented in my training.
Because, man, wrestlers, you talk about drastic weight cuts. I mean, there's so many stories and how much weight wrestlers can cut right before actual competition, which is crazy. I mean, the amount of work that you guys put in just to get your body to the point where you're able to make weight for your division.
Yeah, so weight cut, I mean, that's, everybody knows wrestling, they're all about dropping weight. My buddy Ethan Aggie, I think he dropped like almost 10 pounds the night before, or the day before, and he still had energy to get on that mat and perform well. So for me, I want to make sure that I do it right, so I start now, right? Instead of at the competition, I'm trying to drop 10 pounds. So I'm gradually going down 10 pounds lower than where I am, than where I was. So I'm on track, and it'll be less of a hassle when I come competition.
So let's talk about the upcoming competitions. There's 2 tournament dates set. Tell us where and when.
So Oceania Championship is in American Samoa. That's the first tournament that we'll be doing, and that's all of Oceania competing. And then there's the Oceania African Championship, which is in Morocco, which that is the second opportunity we have to qualify for the Olympics.
And when you talk about recuperating and making sure, like after weigh-ins, what are some of the drinks or foods that you're really going to after weigh-ins?
So everyone has their go-to, right? After weigh-in, you see everyone with Pedialyte. So just everyone lined up drinking Pedialyte. for me personally, I don't really care for Pedialyte, but I just want to make sure I'm hydrated. I have my normal drinks, my recovery drinks, my BCAAs, and there's this thing that my buddy Ethan gave me for electrolytes, right? Making sure I'm well hydrated. So those are some of the things, and then I have my favorite go-to foods to eat and recuperate. So just the healthy stuff, banana, the right fruits I like, maybe some carbs to burn. So.
All right, social media, any platforms people can follow you on your journey? I know you like to post videos and pictures of the things you do.
Yes, so I'm on Instagram, Mike_Shinohara. And I hope that'd be a great platform to share my journey through wrestling and hopefully encourage some of the kids in high school and upcoming wrestlers to get involved with our international scene.
All right, well, thanks for coming on the show. Don't forget to catch In the Zone every Thursday right here on KUAM's Facebook page.